preparation for additive and subtractive holes. You're going to find a nice colorful piece of magazine paper, and you're going to cut it. I'm using a paper cutter because that's easier. I'm going to cut it to right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just do 5 because that's what's in the instructions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get ourselves a little allowance, so we'll do 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So we're going to make triangles that roll up into beads. I'm sure you've seen these before. So I'm going to angle it to the 1 mark, put it where my cutter's going to be, and put it at the tip here like that. Slice, dice, thank you, nice. So we can do the same thing. Move it down a little so we've got some space for the corner, like so. Now, that's how we get our triangles. So this is how we prep the things. We're going to take a straw, and we're going to take about a 2-inch section, and I'm going to have some tape here. And so these rolls are typically rolled really tiny, but for kids it works a lot better to go ahead and put a straw there, and then you can line this up so that the triangle's straight, so it'll roll well. So it's going to be a little diagonal here, and then simply roll and have the kids do this. Sometimes it helps if you form it first, if you have younger kids, so it's doing this. And then after you do that, take a little bit of glue and just rub it around on that bead. If you want, you can make it look a little fancier and cut off the extra straw, and then that will make it a little easier to thread as a bead. That's how you do additive hole making, and we'll go next on to subtractive. Sculpty I've got here, there's a little person who got into it, so you can go ahead and open this up. You see there's a nice 4 sections, so the best thing to do is break it in half first. So we get lots of clay, and we have 8 sections for our 8 learners. Of course, you can have that if that. Key to this one is going to be wax paper. That wax paper you're going to want to cut. The best way to do it is to fold it into quadrants. And if you do this with the kids, you can start talking about fractions, how you start with a whole piece of wax paper and end up with 4 quarters. So you're going to give these to each child, and as you can see, it's kind of, you know, nickel, dime size, etc. So moving on. Encourage the kids to mold this, move it, and if you have clay, it's going to be a little messier on the hands. This has a little glitter in it, so I suggest not getting the one with glitter. So if they make a round bead, which is probably the best bead to make, I want to try this with a straw, and it mostly works to push through, so have the kids use a straw. If your straws are really flimsy, the other thing you could use is a skewer. Again, be very careful with this in the classroom to put that through. So we subtracted out this material here in the straw, and we made a bead. So either bake these if it's sculpty or let them air dry, and then the kids can have their names on their paper, names on paper, and then you can just roll this up like a burrito.